I had to turn it around because I am relaxing. And I am not gonna be on camera today, okay? But let's get right into it. So I am T the Oracle. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is After Dark, so we are going to go over some of the top stories um, that were listed on the blogs today. So we'll go ahead and start off. I guess we'll start off with Mr. Nick Cannon here, okay? Start off with Mr. 11 Children Nick Cannon. I think he has 11, I believe. Isn't it 11, y'all? Am I wrong? Is it 11? Hold on, let me get my screen right. Let me see. Looks like they kind of changed the screen a little bit. All right, whatever. All right, y'all. So yeah, let's get into Mr. 11 Children Nick Cannon. Okay. Um he said and I quote, "For Father's Day, he wants to give his children the opportunity to connect with him." Okay? Now this is very interesting. All right? A lot of people was clowning him in the comment section of the blogs. Like, what do you mean give your children the opportunity? Like, wow, they must be so fortunate to get the opportunity to spend time with their dad, right? Like, it just sounds weird, right? Now, I want to play devil's advocate just cuz, just cuz, right? Okay. So, maybe he means well, and maybe he just said that to kind of like get attention, or maybe he didn't pay attention to how he stated it. But knowing Nick Cannon and knowing that he's very strategic, and I think he's like an original OG type of troll. I feel like that. I don't know if y'all feel like that, but I feel like he's just like an original OG troll. And I think that he says things to get attention, to get his name out in the blogs, right? Hey, Oren. And so that's one reason why I think he said that, right? Um, but playing devil's advocate, right? Giving his children the opportunity to see their father on Father's Day, and he wants all 11 of his children to be present, okay? That's a good thing, right? Okay? At least he's making an effort, right? But, hey, Aiden. Hey, Gaby Levy. Hey, Millie Hufflepuff. Um, but, now, let me play devil's advocate on the other side. He wouldn't even be in this particular like predicament if he didn't have 11 children. Like, who has enough time, resources, or energy to deal with 11 children? Do any of y'all understand how much energy and time it takes to tend to at least one or two children? Imagine people who have 5 children already. Now imagine someone that has 11 children. That's insane, right? Hey, CJ's Tech. Hey, Aiden. Thanks for subbing. Hey, PCT Cold. That's just insane to me to have like 11 children. There's no way that you will be able to spend the proper amount of time and really build a relationship with your child like you're supposed to, because you're like spreading your time amongst 10 other people. You're with one child and there's 10 other children that you need to tend to. How is that even humanly possible? Hey, Sophia. Hey, Angel. Hey, Kinoto. Welcome. So my thing is here, maybe he was like, I don't know, maybe he was just talking out the side of his neck, right? Or maybe he was really trying to do something good, but I feel like he wouldn't even be in this predicament if you didn't decide to actively have 11 children. That's just insane to me. As a father, I will amass my own following with my children. My goal is 20. Wow. Very interesting, Z. But anyways, I just thought that was insane, and I do understand why social media and the internet was like really giving him a difficult time with that, because it's just crazy. Like, I don't understand. But anyways, that's Nick Cannon, and whatever. Let's move on to our next topic, okay? No, I cannot show my face, not right now. This is After Dark Chat, but if you subscribe and look at some of my other videos, you will see my face. All right, I do have videos that show my face already. All right, so let's go on to our next topic. Let's get on Rihanna, okay? All right, so over the last couple of days, Miss Rihanna, Miss Fenty, okay, Miss Rihanna, what's her name? Robin Rihanna Fenty, okay, that's her full name. She introduced her new hair care line, right? So with her hair care line, it came with a little bit of, what shall I say, a little bit of flack. Some people were not feeling her hair care line, number one, because the commercial that was introduced to us, to the media, to the public, to introduce her hair care line out to the masses, right? She had on some kind of like pixie wig or something like that. And people were saying, like, how are you going to promote a hair care line and you're not even showing your real hair? Like, that's kind of weird. That's what some people were saying, right? And so, um, to me, it would be common sense to actually show your hair, unless the hair care line also caters to, wigs, synthetic hair, and, different things of that nature. Then, of course, cool, right? No problem. But if it's just a hair care line that's dealing with natural hair that grows out of your head, it would be beneficial for you to actually show your face. Show your face, show your hair, whether it's long or short, whatever it is. So, fast forward to today, we see her out and she's sporting her natural hair. And it's like a short cut. It's kind of curly. It's like a cute blonde color. So people are like, okay, cool. Now, there are people that are saying her hair is cute and I want to grow my hair out with her. Okay? Like, people are really feeling it. And I think it's because, she already is very successful with her Savage Fenty line. Um, she's very successful with her makeup, and all of those products. So she's already been in the beauty arena, I would say. And so I think people have built a level of trust of her brand, and her products. So I think it was easier for her to transition into a hair care line. And then it's money moves, guys. Like, at the end of the day, with these celebrities, it's money moves, right? What can make them money in the long run? What can make them money without them actually actively working hard, right? Like, not to say that they're not working hard behind the scenes to get this out, but if you're an entertainer, you have to work hard, you have to train, you have to practice, your vocals or whatever it is you do, right? But this is more of like passive income for them, and this is something that can set them up for the future, set up their family, different things like that. So I understand why they go into these different types of, like, hair care, perfume, fragrance, clothing lines and different things like that, right? But the thing that I've noticed with Rihanna coming out with this hair care line is the fact that, of course, people compared her to Beyonce, right? And so Beyonce just came out with her hair care line maybe like a month or two ago, something like that, maybe 2 months ago. And people were giving her, like, just, they were not giving it a chance because, number one, Beyonce was not showing her real hair. We're like, how are you advertising a hair care line again without showing your hair, right? So I guess that all of that talk and all of that gossip and all of that noise got back up to her, right? And so what do you know? A week later, she comes out with a little video showing her hair care routine and getting her hair washed and blow dried and showing her real hair, right? So, okay. People had something to say before that. And a lot of people were like, okay, cool. It's good that she finally showed her hair. Because, like, how are you selling something without showing how the product works for you? Right? So, some people jumped on board, but some people still were like, I don't know. It just feels inauthentic. It feels like every time Beyonce wants to sell you something, that's when she gets online. That's when she tries to engage people. Other than that, she's usually in the shadows. It's either she comes out either when it's time for her to promote an album, promote some music, or promote a product that she's selling. And so a lot of people are still like, okay, even though, she showed her hair and did a little video, yeah, I still I can't connect with it because I mean it's just not relatable. Now, the reason why I feel like people are more accepting um of Rihanna's hair care line than Beyonce, and these are just my thoughts. These are opinions, right? Rihanna has always been relatable, okay? Um she's always been open to her fans. And when you take a look at her products, right? With, the Savage Fenty and with the makeup and everything, you always see her, in front of the camera. You've seen her in front of the camera doing promo, showing how things work on her face, she showed herself with no makeup. She's shown herself putting on makeup. She's shown herself, doing her hair. She's shown herself in her own Savage Fenty line. Like, she's relatable to people because she's more open and she shows you how it works for her. No one has to tell her, hey, well, come out and show how this works for you. Be more relatable. Nobody really has to tell her that because I feel like her personality is more of such anyway. But when it comes to Beyonce, like I said, she only comes out basically when she sells something. And to me, just the opinion, she's not as relatable as Rihanna is. But that's just observation in regards to marketing, products, and brand, who you are, your brand name. Hey, Pixel, your who you are and your brand name is very important. If people cannot identify with you and your brand, then it'll be difficult for you to actually sell products because you are the front line, you are the representative, you are the face of the products. And so I think this is something that Beyonce's marketing team really needs to understand. Hope they're just not yes people behind her, but really understand the fact that you have to be relatable to the people. And in today's society that we live in, where social media allows us to be more accessible to celebrities, they're damn near on the same playing field as us. Like, you can chat with them real time, you can see pictures of what's going on in their lives, different things like that. You have to be relatable to a certain extent. Am I saying to put all your business out there to all your family business? And no, I'm not saying that. But there comes a point where you have to be relatable. Okay. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. If you can do me a favor and click the like button and sub, I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's just my spiel on Rihanna and her new hair care line and kind of comparing it to Beyonce's. Have I tried either one? No. Do I intend to? I don't see a reason why. But if any of you guys are gonna try it, or you've tried Beyonce's line and you're gonna try Rihanna's, let me know how it works out for you. But I'm pretty cool on trying products, so and I'm not the type of person that just jumps to buy products just because a celebrity puts their face behind it. Hey, building with logo. Logan. I said logo. Logan. Millie, you keep coming in and out of this live, okay? Are you gonna stay or leave? Are you listening to the after dark conversation? Look, Dot, don't let me block you. You trolling. Look, I don't even understand why it's not even working for me right now. But anyways, yeah, so that's just my little spill on Rihanna and her new hair care line. So let's move on to the next subject. Okay, so we are talking about Miss Oprah Winfrey. Dot, I'm trying to block you. How about you just leave? I don't know why it's difficult for me to block at this point right now, but I mean, like, wait. I don't even understand why. I don't know. I think it's something going on with this live, but it's not allowing me the opportunity or the ability to block people. I don't even understand. This is my live. It's weird. But Dot, please see yourself out of the door. Hey, Oracle 8, not today's society. May I ask what this live about? Well, if you take a look at the actual title of the live, and then you will actually see. I can't quite remember because I can't see the title, but this is After Dark. We're talking about celebrities, hot topics, things that hit the blog today. Already talked about Nick Cannon. We talked about Rihanna's hair care line. Okay. We're moving on to Oprah right now. Okay. So if you guys have not heard, according to Oprah's best friend, Gail, okay, Oprah has been hospitalized, okay, for stomach flu, right? Okay, so this is according to Gail, which is her best friend for what, over 50 something years, 40, 50, 60 something years, right? Now, of course, we like to send her positive energy, if you're feeling sick, get better soon. However, this is very interesting. I find this interesting because I do remember the end of last year, towards the end of last year, when, yeah, I do hope she gets better, but I cannot ignore some of the things that I have seen. So, the end of last year, when she was out promoting the movie that I believe she produced or whatever it was, The Color Purple, right? And when she came out, everybody was like, oh, Oprah is so slim and trim. She looks so good. Now, y'all know Oprah over the years. If you're old enough like me, no, not yet. I haven't gotten to that really. Hey, we will get to her. She'll probably be last. I'll save that for last. Yeah. We just spoke on Nick Cannon and Rihanna's hair care line. So now we're on Oprah right now. If my memory serves me correctly, okay, Oprah was slim and trim. She was very skinny. And people are like, okay, is that Weight Watchers? Because if y'all remember, she was promoting Weight Watchers like really hard, like the last 5 years or so. Like 5 years ago, she was like the spokesperson for Weight Watchers, right? And when she was a spokesperson for Weight Watchers, she, she lost a little weight, lost some inches. She was looking a little trim, but she was not looking skinty. Okay, and I said skinty on purpose. Okay, Skinty. So when she came out last year promoting The Color Purple, it's like, okay, Oprah, you looking skinty, girl. What's going on? And so she had to come out and kind of confirm that she's not the spokesperson for Weight Watchers anymore, no longer. So that means, okay, she's not on Weight Watchers. What you doing, sis, to get skinny? So she did admit, according to sources, she did. Yes, she was. It was heavy. And all of y'all, if y'all remember, if y'all old enough like me, like my children say, I was born in the 1900s, okay? Okay, in my 40s, right? So I do remember Oprah, okay? I remember the Oprah Winfrey Show. I remember when she was thick Oprah. I remember when she lost weight and her head was a little big. I remember when she gained the weight back. I remember when she was yo-yoing and then she just got to a kind of basic average size and she was cool, right? Then, later on, she started promoting these weight loss, products, and it's just like Oracle A and a shareholder making a lot on the profit. Exactly, right? And that's what the celebs do. Just like I was talking about Rihanna, like, so now the thing is, they're saying that she was hospitalized for stomach flu, but it makes me, I kind of beg to differ because I'm thinking like, sis, you admitted that you were taking some type of, what do you call that? Something similar to Ozempic. You seen 10 different Oprahs. Right. We seen so many, we didn't seen the evolution of Oprah, okay? But, I don't think Oprah is going to admit it, but she said she was taking something similar to Ozempic, right? So it's like, okay, these celebs got to be careful with that Ozempic. First of all, if you're not diabetic, if you don't need that medication, why are you taking Ozempic? First off, if it's not for you, why are you taking it? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's just like somebody else taking somebody else's prescription meds. Like, I understand you got a headache and this is like, 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, but how you know that works well with your body? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know? So stop taking stuff that's not for you. That's the first thing that I want to say. You're right. The doctors are promoting it. And I think that's kind of like underhanded as well. Because if you have all of these celebrities that are kind of like underhandedly taking it and we know that they're taking it, like say for instance, look at if you guys know, what's her name? Marcel, Eva Pickford. She was like America's Next Top Model. Wasn't she the winner? I think she was. Y'all remember that show with Tyra Banks. And recently, like over the last year and a half, she is so thin. And okay, we know models are thin. We know sometimes some people are naturally thin. Hell, I was thin when I was little, all the way up to about 11th grade. I weighed 99 pounds. When I got to 11th grade, I was happy that I finally made it to 102. Like, I understand there are some people that are naturally thin, right? But when you look emaciated, when you look like sick, and I remember at some point in time, people used to blame that on the vegan diet. Like, okay, you could blame that on the vegan diet a little bit. Only reason why I could say that is because I was a vegan for like 8 years, like strict vegan, almost to the point where I was like 80% raw. And I initially weighed, like, I had twins, so I weighed like 160, got to that point, then went down to 150 something. And then I became vegan. I got down all the way to 107 pounds, right? At the age of like 26. So just imagine like a 26-year-old weighing 107 pounds. It's almost like a sickness. You can't see what other people see. And people are telling me like, it's okay to eat some meat if you need to. You know what I mean? Like my parents are like, you can eat some meat. And I got offended because I'm like, I'm adult. I understand. Like, you don't have to tell me that, right? But other people can tell. And sometimes it's like, it's difficult. It's almost like, what is that my daughter usually says? She says, body dysmorphia or something like that. She talks about body dysmorphia. And she said, my doctor asked me if I wanted it for pre-diabetic high A1C. Wow. Did you tell them no? We can tell they think we're stupid. I tried being a vegan and my muscles started going away. Yes, look, really, I'm going to tell you, like, I'm the type of person, I'm a Scorpio, right? I'm the type of person that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to do it to the extreme, okay? So I got to the point where I was vegan, very low carb. I wasn't a junk food vegan like some of these that you see out here. Like, I was dedicated, making things from scratch, eating plant-based, just everything. It got to the point where I lost, like, I had no fat on me, like no fat anywhere. And I used to run every morning. Like, I would work out like 5 or 6 times a week. and I would run about 4.5 miles every morning. And it took me about 45 minutes to run 4.5 miles. It got to the point where I was burning more calories than I was intaking. And so I was trying to, I guess, bring up my calorie intake. And so I was taking like pea protein and just drinking all these different smoothies to try and balance out the loss of calories that I was burning in addition to being vegan. Y'all, if y'all could see the pictures of me, I ain't gonna lie, I looked sick, but I couldn't see it. And it was just horrible. My head was big, my nose was big, I lost hair. Like the middle of my hair started falling out, my teeth started being like really weird. I started having all of these like stomach issues, which now I'm still trying to recover from. People don't tell you the dark side of veganism. Like it's not, to me, what I learned, it's not sustainable for a long period of time. That's not what it's meant to be. You said I could never. Veganism is both impressive and terrifying. It is, like, it's impressive to the fact where it takes dedication, and you have to really be focused to stay on that diet, and you have to have a certain mindset, right? And, after you do all of this research and you learn about how they poison, quote unquote, let's say allegedly, the government, and how the food here in America has all of these antibiotics and pesticides, and they pump them with just a lot of stuff that's not healthy for us, right? And then you say to yourself, well, I want to bypass that. I want to be healthy. Let me go to veganism or vegetarianism, right? But then you say, okay, dairy is not good for you. It causes mucus, it clogs you up. It does. Okay, well, let me go vegan. And then you start learning they actually grow the organic fruits and vegetables right next to the regular fruits and vegetables that are sprayed with pesticides. So what makes you think that the wind doesn't carry those pesticides and sprays right next door to the organics, right? So like that whole veganism, that's a whole monster in itself. And it is like, you have judgmental people inside the vegan community where, oh, you're not a raw vegan? Oh, what do you call those people? Oh, I'm a fruitarian. Oh, I only eat plant-based. Oh, I only eat organic. It's like, oh my freaking God. Y'all are crazy and weird. It's weird because you do feel healthy as hell when you vegan. My energy, it was like, but that's why I say that I feel like it's not sustainable for a long period of time. I would say the first 2 years, your energy is through the roof. You feel good. You feel like you're on a good vibration. Hell, you meditating and you in the clouds and stars, you start seeing shit. You feel like you on a whole nother frequency. Like, really, because your body is light. You've cleaned your body probably from years of eating weird stuff with your family and as an adult, right? But after, I think it reaches its peak for me at 2 years. At 2 years, I feel like that's when it goes down from the peak and you start declining, because no matter how many supplements you take, no matter how many green smoothies you take, no matter how much moringa powder, chlorella spirulina, what is that? What's that oil people take? Black seed oil, flaxseed, chia seeds. No matter how much of that you take, it's something that you are not getting when you're eating the animals. It's just, and I understand people say, well, you get it because the animals eat the meat, so it bypasses and you can just eat the I don't know. The shit is weird. Let me see. I think the doctors are offering it to get people hooked on looking slim. I struggle with an eating disorder. That is bad medical advice. As soon as you get off of it, the waste. Yeah. But you know what? That's a lot. That happens a lot with any type of diet. It's like, because I feel like you go to the extreme mentally, and then if you're actually taking something for it, it pushes your body to the extreme. When you come off of it and you go back to your original norm, quote unquote, you're gonna go back to what you used to do. Your body is gonna crave what it used to crave. Let's see. Protein is very difficult to consume if you aren't taking animal products. Therefore, it's usually not worth the risk. True. Yeah, damn near no nutrients in the fruits and vegetables. It runs right past you, I swear. Like, I would be eating fruits and vegetables all day. Like, I got to get my intake in. I got to get my calories in. Do you know how difficult it is to get calories in when you just only eating fruits and vegetables, eating greens and shit? Like, it's hard. It runs right through you, no lie. Astral projecting, hell yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie, people would think I'm crazy. Yeah, I was astral projecting. I was what do you call it, remote viewing. It was some weird shit going on. Fruits and veggies just cannot get the same level of nutrients, and that is so true. And a lot of people are blinded. Like, you know how they say when you're in it, you don't really understand it, and you have to pull yourself out of it, or you have to talk to somebody who is out of it, who's looking in, who can really give you an honest opinion, and you really understand them and take what they say as, into consideration. You really have to do that. Like, you have to step outside of yourself to really understand. It is a cult. And if you look at it now, like if you just go on YouTube right now and just Google like different vegan content creators, dude, they like in a twilight zone. It's weird as hell. And I'm like, damn, I used to be one of them. So that's why I could talk about it, because I used to be one of them. Now, I would say, to the point, I've always been the type of person, like if I'm in something, I'm not going to bash anyone. I'm not going to say, well, you should be doing this. Like when people used to come to me and ask me about my diet or ask me about what herb to take for this, because I was the go-to in my family. They used to talk about me, but when somebody's sick, they would come to me and ask me, well, what kind of herb do I take with this? Well, I'm having inflammation, and I would tell them, right? And I'm the type of person, I'm not going to condemn you for your life choice or your life decision, but don't do that to me either. Right? So I've always been like that. So it just weirds me out when I see these vegans now. They're like highly like judgmental, and I'm just like, weird. I would be running to McDonald's within a week. Oh gosh. Like, okay, now I haven't eaten McDonald's, I would say maybe like in 15 years. I can't eat that because I've seen what was that video that came out a long time ago, that documentary? What was his name? What's that guy's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about? Was this Michael? What was that man name? It was like years ago. He did like a documentary about McDonald's, and it had like everybody freaked out for years. And then I see people when they do like these little, I guess, videos where they're like, I left this burger in my car for 6 months, and look, it has not molded. It has not, I'd be freaked out. Hey, I do believe McDonald's serves human meat. I really do. Like, McDonald's, allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, y'all. We on YouTube. Allegedly. I believe, right? And wait a minute, Taco Bell, people are saying that's horse meat. It might be a little bit of human meat too. What's your take on fasting? 20-year-old McDouble, man, for real. Like, I'm like, that shit is not gonna be sitting rotten in my gut. Like, hell no. What's your take on fasting? I think fasting is very beneficial. Even when I was younger, living at home, my parents used to fast, so that's something that I'm used to. And right now, I do believe right now in intermittent fasting. Like right now at this point in time, I eat at 12. So I eat 2 meals a day. I eat at 12, and then I eat dinner like around 5, 6, 6-ish. And then I cut it off. I drink plenty of water. I drink lemon water. I drink my teas, like herbal teas, like ginger, turmeric. I love chamomile, lavender, different things like that. So I think fasting is really good. But with anything, like I said, everything in moderation. Like if you do too much of anything, it's not good. Let's see. It's not real food. 20-year-old McDouble. I don't even go to the get the coffee in there anymore. Yeah, it's weird. I remember, I don't know if they still sell, like, you know how people do smoothies? Like people go to Smoothie King and Jamba Juice and like different mom and pop shops to get like smoothies and stuff like that. I remember one point in time they were supposedly having some type of smoothies. I think I tried it one time and I was like, this shit tastes artificial. Like, what is this? Like nothing but sugar or something. So yeah, I don't get coffee. No fake smoothies. But I do know my daughter, she's a teen. She's almost 18, but she loves what is that? Like, is it a frappy? Something like that. She gets the frappy, but she would prefer Starbucks, but you know, sometimes she'll go to McDonald's and get a frappy. So same with Pizza Hut. Yo, Pizza Hut makes me sick. It's something, I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know if it's the dough. I don't know if it's the food, the products they use, shit, the people's hands that's preparing it. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I'll eat Pizza Hut and I'll get sick. Like, so I really don't eat Pizza Hut that much anymore. I don't eat Domino's. Like, I eat like local places. Like, they have Marco's here. I don't know if y'all tried Marco's pizza, but it's really good. I eat that. Well, I haven't ate that in a while because y'all, I did start. I started gluten free now, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But and then there's another place called Home Slice Pizza. Is really good. It's in Austin. I live in Texas, y'all. So, but I moved back to Houston briefly, so I'm about to move back to Austin in a little bit. But yeah, I don't do Pizza Hut. They literally found sand in Taco Bell meat. Hell no. What the hell? Microplastics. Look, let me tell y'all. Oh, I've heard of Fuzzies. I heard Fuzzies is good. Do we have a Fuzzies here? Um, Microplastics. Okay, this thing about, okay, even like y'all, even with the water, I had this talk with another content creator before, and I left like comments on her channel because she was talking about y'all, something is wrong. Something is wrong with this food. Something is even wrong with the water. Oh my God, y'all. I've been battling with like stomach, gut issues, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, do I need to stop eating? That's when I kind of got onto, hey, Noya, babe. Hey, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to this After Dark chat. We got some celebrity gossip to get into, but we just kind of detoured into health and food. But what was I saying, y'all? Oh, about the plastic. So, yeah, I was talking to this content creator, and oh, thank you so much, Know Your Bag, because we had like real bad trolls earlier. They didn't left because I ignored they ass, but for some reason I couldn't block them, and we had some real weirdos in here. But thank you so much for showing up. But yeah, this content creator, I finally saw you were live again. Yeah, I was actually live last night. Like at night, I don't do like face lives. I just kind of talk or whatever. But I stopped doing the day lives because the last live I did, I think it was like last Friday or something like that. I was like, that's it. Like the people drove me crazy. So I do a lot of uploads now and I do it at night. But anyways, yeah, so this content creator was saying like, y'all, it's something wrong with the food, it's something wrong with the water. Like I'm getting sick and it's the same thing that I have been experiencing. And like I've been like changing up my brands of water because I'm like, no, bird dog, I know you're not a troll. I know you're not a troll. You like, don't block me. I'm not a troll. Uh Wait a minute. Really? Please explain. Hold on. I didn't even see that because I'm over here running my mouth. But yeah, and like y'all, I've been switching up my water. So I finally found spring water that's really good. The Eternal water is really good. It's not an endorsement, but Ozarka is pretty good for me too. But it was like I had to really switch up my water. And y'all, the water that they saying is like pH balance is really not. And it's weird. Like y'all know that water that they sell at like Whole Foods, if y'all have a Sprouts, if y'all have like kind of like the little health food stores or whatever, y'all know that essential water or whatever. I used to drink that like crazy because I thought it was pH balance. I thought it was healthy. That shit is not good for you. And that was messing up my stomach too. Didn't they just recently find something wrong with the Fiji water? I think it was the Fiji water. And people used to say the Fiji water, the smart water was good. And it's like, it is? I didn't know that. Eternal water was recommended for those with cancer too. See, that's my favorite. It's high too. Thank you, Oracle. Please hit the like button, guys, whenever you come into the room, the channel. Um, yeah, that's like my favorite water, but it's pretty high. So like if I can't mess with it, if I can't afford it, I'll go ahead to my little spring water, my little spring water or Ozarka or something like that. Is it legal to label stuff like that? I think it's all on how they do it. They're very slick at how they label stuff. Um, So I do believe they label it in such a way where it allows them to pass. And that's just like, see, you see the labels on food where it says non-GMO or it says organic or something like that. There's bylines under there where they can be able to label it as such without certain things. You know what I mean? It's like always kind of like loopholes. He said, I don't fuck with Fiji water. Our tap water, hell yeah. And you know what's crazy is, like, I'll be like, who the hell is still drinking tap water? But the thing about it is, it's not even that. Don't you know, like, okay, in my family, we use the tap water. We'll get something out the cupboard, out the cabinet, and rinse it out, right? Because we just like, that's what we do. You rinsing out pots and pans and cups with the tap water. There's still tap water that's on there. You wash your face from the faucet. You brush your teeth and swish the water around in your mouth with the faucet water. Right? So it's like you're still ingesting it, even though you're not really swallowing a big amount of it, you're still ingesting some of it. And the skin on your body is like the biggest organ. So it's like we're taking a shower with the water. Right. We shower in it. And if you don't have one of those little things that you can kind of like put on your shower head or your sink or your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink to kind of like filter that water out, we're still consuming that tap water, and it's poisonous. And then you wonder why people are coming down with like these diseases. I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want them to, text me on here or whatever and say I'm telling misinformation, but y'all know what I mean. Like people are coming up, like young people like in their 20s, 30s, just now turning 40, and they are passing away from like these diseases. And it's like, where the hell is this coming from? The government know where it's coming from. They know where it's coming from. So disappointing that we have to do these gymnastics just to be right. Like, why is our government like? And we can go into the theories of the population control and different things like that. But when you look at other countries, I know that they have issues that they deal with on their own, other issues that we probably don't have to deal with. But at the same time, when it comes to food and consumption of their people, a lot of these countries don't even allow certain things that they allow here in the US. Like when you think about it and you look at the nutrition facts and you look at the back of these foods, why the hell is red number 4 and yellow number 5 and all these weird ass, why is dye in our food? Just why? Who thought it was a good idea for us to be ingesting dye? Like, that's weird as hell. Like, that's banned in other countries, but not in America. We got free will, huh? Free will for them to poison us. I don't play with tap water far as cooking, but our bodies are still exposed, correct? That shit is what, right. Like, I can remember my dad has always been like the type of person. My dad was born in the 1940s, okay? And highly intelligent. He's the type of person that always read. He's a reader, he's a researcher, and a lot of things that he did when I was little, I didn't understand. I was like, he is just so extra. He is so dramatic. I never understood it. Like I remember when other people, like you were saying, cooking to use like in cooking they would use tap water. My dad would always buy 10 gallons of water from the store, and he would say this specifically is just for cooking. Then he would buy other gallons of water, and he would say this is for drinking. And I'd be like, everybody else in the family doesn't do this. Like, why are you buying gallons of water just to cook? That shit is weird. But that was like the adolescent me. I didn't even understand it. Like my daddy was drinking like, what do you call that? Apple cider vinegar, to cleanse himself and, just different things like that. Like I really didn't understand until I got older, and then I started doing it. What is with the world right now, child? They trying to offer us high fructose corn syrup. Oh my goodness. Don't let me get it on high fructose corn syrup. Child, look. It's in everything. Like, literally, when I buy syrup, right? I try to buy, like, what was that? Is it the grade A or grade B? Like the syrup, where you look at the back and it only says it's syrup in there. Not no high fructose corn syrup as the first ingredient. None of that. That syrup is so high. It's anywhere from like $7 to $10 to $12 for just this little glass bottle of syrup. And one time, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't have enough change to get the high syrup at one point in time, and I had bought the regular syrup. And my children were like, "What the heck is this? This doesn't taste right. This tastes nasty. Like, what's wrong with this?" And they looking at the back of it, they was like, this is nasty. It has high fructose corn syrup." So it's like, I mean, they're teens. I can't even feed that because they know better. They were vegan with me at one point in time when they were little too. They know better. They know when stuff it tastes weird. They don't even eat a lot of salt in their food. Like, my children are weird, but they're good weird. I refuse. Hold on, let me scroll up. High fructose causes behavioral problems. It does. And then you wonder why there's a generation of children who have so many different diagnosed, um, I'll call them diagnosed issues that they want to call, right? Um, And I remember my parents saying, like, we didn't have that coming up in my day and time. And I'm like, did y'all not have it? Or did they just not have a name for it? Or was it not diagnosed? Was it not in the medical journals yet? Like, no, they're like, no, we never experienced this. It only, in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, you had the crack epidemic and just all this other kind of stuff that was introduced into society. And I feel like they just had a plan since Truman or since the 60s to just kind of like, I don't know, like just turn this world upside down and just like disintegrate us. Like, it's weird. And I keep thinking about RoboCop. Like, it's weird. I refuse to even look at what's going on in Kansas. Well, oh, but I refuse to drink from it. Right? It's crazy that you can go to prison for collecting right. Right. And they know that. They don't want us to do it. They don't want us to do it. Collecting rainwater. And then you know what? You know how my mind is. I'm very analytical because I'm like, wait a minute. Now, if they pollute in the air and we have all these chemtrails and stuff, do I want to collect rainwater or do I need to filter that out or do I need to clean it? Like, see, I start thinking about that too. Yup, we live in a sick world. I'm scared of the world right now, man. It's weird. I'm going to collect my rainwater. I like log cabin syrup. Oh, yeah, that's good. Help me with some vegan recipes. I want to stop eating meat. Girl, and you know what? I actually created a cookbook of vegan recipes, never put it out. That's another thing about me. I'm a Scorpio and I'm always starting many projects and stopping them and never completing them. But I never put it out. And I look at it periodically like, baby, I got so good. I could turn any meal that anybody eats into a vegan meal and make it taste good. Yup, that's true, bird dog. Causes ADHD and autism. Yup, and that's exactly, I didn't want to exactly say it, but yes, correctly. Are insanely common right now. Yup. Yup. You said my nephew is autistic. I think after he got, y'all know what? Those vaccinations or another thing. Child, we're going to get on that. Because look, when my children, my first daughter, she's going to be 18 next year, right? She was the only one who was vaccinated very beginning at birth. And then I think when she was like, when do you go get them? Maybe like a couple months old. After that, I stopped. When I had my twins, they have never, ever had any type of vaccines. I learned about how for my state here in Texas to get an exemption form. And I go to the website and I get that. And I probably have to update it now because you have to update it every 2 years if they're in school. And you just get that form and you check off all of the vaccinations that you are refusing. And you go ahead and get it notarized. You can go to your bank and get it notarized for free. And then you give it to the school nurse and they have to keep it on file. And that's what I've been doing for many years. So my twins, they have never, ever had any type of vaccination. And then, of course, y'all know C-19 that happened. I avoided that shit with all costs. And I'm glad my job transitioned to working from home, so I didn't have to. However, my husband, they were kind of backing him against the wall to take the vaccine. And I was like, that's not legal. Boy, I was like telling him, like, well, if you got to give up this job, you're gonna have to, because you don't have to get that. Let's see. I spoke to a few middle schoolers a few days ago, and literally every one of them has some sort of mental illness. That is so sad. What our children have to go through with this. Chemtrails, aka cloud seeding, what's in the rain that cleans bugs off your windshields when it rains. Wow. Ooh, speaking of that, y'all heard of the shredded cheese that you get into the store, that you buy from the store? It has, I don't know the exact name for it, but it's the what they put in eye drops. It's something that they put in eye drops, but they said they put that in shredded cheese. And I was like, that may be another reason why I'm having stomach issues. I'm like, shit, I gotta go back to block cheese. Like, that's another thing. Remember I told y'all my parents was on it back in the day. My parents never bought shredded cheese. They always bought block cheese. And we always had to grate that shit. Like when we were having meals, especially like tacos or something, my brother had to grate, he had to cut like the lettuce and tomatoes, and I always had to grate the cheese. And I'm like, damn, I hate grating this damn cheese. And like I would eat some while I'm grating it, because I'm like, if I gotta grate this cheese, I'm surely gonna eat some while I'm grating it. But anyway, I heard that the shredded cheese is not good, and it's some bad ingredients in there. So FYI, if y'all heard of that, you should finish it. I should. And I also want to write a book, because I'm a writer too. And as y'all can see, my mind goes 100 miles an hour. I'm very good at writing. Like I was good in English. People say I should be an English professor or English teacher. Very, very good. I love reading, proofreading, all that type of stuff. But child, y'all know how the world is. You don't even have time to yourself. They overworking you for little pay. By the time you get home, you eat, take a shower, try to watch a little bit of TV, scroll on your phone. Either you falling asleep or it's time to sleep. And then you got to do all over again the next day and go to work. You have no time. And they set it up like that. And then they messing with the what do you call that? Where they move the time forward and move it back. Why they do that shit? That throw our body's rhythm out of sync. The baby formula. Oh man, really? That baby formula? I was talking about that with somebody recently, about that damn baby formula. And you wonder why a lot of the children end up with like stomach issues as well, like as babies, constipated, and that cereal that they have for the babies, like that causes constipation too. Like I breastfed my children, like my daughter, I was younger back then, kind of, but I breastfed her for a couple months. But then I transitioned to formula. And as soon as I transitioned to formula and started giving her cereal, because they was like, okay, it's time to give her cereal. She's like 10 months or something like that. I was like, give her cereal. I gave her cereal. Why this girl got constipated? And I was like, this is not good for her. She got constipated to the point where I had to take her to the doctor. No, I called the doctor. The doctor was like, okay, she's constipated. It's the cereal. Don't put so much in there. But I was like, I'm barely putting anything in there and she's constipated. So I had to get a suppository and put it, you know where. And then I had to put some gloves on and stick my hand in there and pull it out. And after that, I was like, I'm not doing that to her no more. These damn baby formulas and this baby cereal is horrible. I just started making like stuff for her. I can cook the recipes you help with. I'm from New Orleans and love to see. Oh, yes, girl. You know we next door neighbors. And I season my stuff. Like, I have an uncle who was just like, he was just against my veganism. Well, he loves me, but he's just like, you can't tell me this food gonna taste better than some meat or some regular food. And I would just always give him food, and he'd be like, what's this? And I'm like, I'm not telling you. And he'll taste it's good. Then I tell him what it is. And he'll be like, okay, that's good. I even did like one time my daughter turned 7 and I had a whole birthday party in my house and I did chicken nuggets and fries. I made the chicken nuggets out of wheat gluten. And I did that shit so good and seasoned it up so good. They really thought that it was chicken nuggets. And, you know, a whole host of other stuff. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get that recipe. I'm either gonna finish the recipe book or I can start sharing it with you guys. Like if you want me to, like we can just like start sharing recipes and stuff like that. Like after dark, we could do stuff like that. Hey Nisi, you cannot see me because I am not on camera. Where do you get this form at? I was homeschooling since the pandemic. I homeschool my children too, Bird Dog. I homeschool my children. My daughter was homeschooled until second grade. And then my twins, I homeschooled them until they got to pre-K. But you know, kind of like the toddler years, I kind of taught them the foundational things that they needed to know, and then I sent them to school because their sister was in school by then. She was in second grade, and then I wanted them to be in dual language programs. So my twins, they were immersed in Spanish, so bilingual. And so what you can do is you can Google immunization exemption form for your state. So for me, it was Texas. So I was like, Texas immunization exemption form. And that's how I was able to get that. Like even right now, I don't know the exact link for it, but if I type that in, it'll take me to, you know, the website specifically for the state. And I know what it looks like because, you know, I've gotten it over the years now. And so, yeah. So just Google that immunization exemption form in whatever state that you're in. But yeah, I homeschool my kids, and then like when the pandemic happened, of course they were at home. They were doing homeschool because through the school they were actually being homeschooled. And then when they went back to school, I actually put them in. I don't know if y'all heard something called K-12. I had put them in K-12 for a bit. What the fudge noogies. I told my son school no vaccines and never got the C-19 joints. Anything the government recommends is a damn hell yeah. But y'all see it now. Fauci is getting in trouble, okay? And they are admitting a lot of coercion and how they were coercing people. They can't say they made you do it, but they made it very difficult for a lot of people to work and keep their jobs if they did not have it. And so now they're coming out saying a lot of things about these mRNAs that they were injecting into people and how it's been causing different issues. Have y'all noticed over the last 4 years since this pandemic, a lot of the athletes and different people dropping just dropping, having heart issues, children, teenagers, athletes. Y'all can't tell me they didn't have something to do with it. Who decided eye drops of all things would be a fun thing to sprinkle? Man, the same people who thought that dye, high fructose corn syrup, and all that other weird shit was good to put in there. Let's see, Google it and tell them you can't have dairy, eggs, and also it's against it. Yeah, with it, if I can go pull it out the closet, well, I don't want to go do it right now, but if we talk about it again tomorrow night or something like that, I can have it pulled out so I can actually read to you what it says. But it's out of like religious conscious or something it says like that. Yeah, it's like against your religion or whatever it is, spirituality, whatever you want to call it, basically. But you can say it goes against your religion. I hated the fact that my child was too lazy to latch for a longer period of time. Then I had to go to baby formula. I changed him to almond milk. Yeah, that's kind of like how my daughter was. And then, yeah, we all drink almond milk now. We've tried coconut milk. I like coconut milk, but it's just a little too sweet for me. I just don't eat a lot of sweets, and I don't eat a lot of salty things. So my palate is really weird. And then when you're vegan or vegetarian or something like that, or you've been on some diets, your palate changes. So my palate is just very weird. I love cornbread. Hey, that's the thing. Let me tell y'all. I just started last week. I started a gluten-free diet, right? Because I was looking up things. Remember I told y'all I was having stomach issues, gut issues, all this kind of thing. And I'm really thinking like, is something really wrong with me? It almost had me tripping for a minute because I'm like, okay, I'm in my 40s, you know, and I'm just early 40s, you know. Like, damn, does your body start breaking down like that as soon as you get to your 40s? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? I've always been healthy, athletic, you know, for the most part, just pretty good in my diet. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do none of that stuff. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? One day I'm scrolling on TikTok. Hold on. AJ, you a weirdo. I'm glad to know you, babe. Blocked your ass. Anyway, I was scrolling on TikTok like I do. And I saw something that led me to gluten intolerance and gluten allergies. And right, Oracle Health is through the Health and Human Services website. Yeah. So it's through that website. So whatever your state's Health and Human Services website is, that's where it's through. Thank you, Oracle Aid. Um, not today's society. You can sub. Right now, I think I am gonna actually be doing these like night, like after dark talks. Like I would say maybe Monday through Thursday. Fridays I usually chill. So probably like Monday through Thursdays, I'll be doing kind of like these chats. Yeah. So you can subscribe. Um, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, the gluten free. Anyways, y'all see how my mind skipped. Anyway, so I was going to TikTok and I saw this video that listed all of the different like symptoms of you having like a gluten intolerance or a gluten allergy, and I was like, "Oh shit. I have all of these." And I was like, "Wait a minute. So it's not nothing seriously wrong with me. It's like I'm gluten intolerant." Yeah, I'm telling you, I thought, you know me. Sometimes I go to the extreme. I was thinking worse. I was like, damn, do I have ulcers? Like, what the hell is wrong with me? Y'all, I was drinking sour sap, and that sour sap was tearing up my stomach too. And I'm like, something is wrong with me. But it's the gluten. And y'all know gluten didn't just come about until like some years ago. They start putting that shit in everything. People are allergic to gluten. Why they start putting that in everything? Like, why is gluten in taco seasoning? Why? Like, it's just weird. That's another thing that they're doing because they know a lot of people's bodies cannot digest that stuff. It's so freaking weird. And I tell you, for just like a week and a half now, where I've been like just gluten free, tell me why my stomach has been fine. It's the gluten. Literally. And then I started eating like y'all know that yogurt that's like probiotic for gut health. I started eating that too. I don't eat that every day, but I kind of eat that here and there. Because I'm like, okay, I do believe I need to heal my gut because like I said, when I was vegan, it feels like I stripped the lining of my stomach. Y'all, too much of anything is not good. And when they tell y'all you drinking all these green smoothies every day, you eating kale, you eating Swiss chard, you're eating spinach leaves, you're eating bok chow, you're eating, dude, your body cannot process all of that. Especially if you do it excessively. They don't tell you that. Like, I really felt like in my vegan phase, like I told Relly, like, it's not good for a long period of time. It's good to cleanse yourself. It's good to get you back in balance. But if you're trying to sustainably live that, if you just really look at go look at these content creators. Go look at these vegans. Look at their before and after pictures. They are so in denial. If you look at them, they look like a gray. Y'all know them gray aliens? They look like a gray. Like literally their skin underneath is turning gray or yellowish. Like they are missing some major nutrients and shit, they need some blood for some meat, okay? Like, seriously. It's weird. And if you go look at their before, I was just looking at it. If y'all subscribe to this channel called Vegan, what is she called? Oh my God, it's in my mind. What is her name? Her name is Shar, but it's like vegan deterioration. Y'all go look at that channel. Go subscribe to that channel. Oh my God. Like she just breaks this shit down because she used to be a vegan. And she talks about like the different things that she went through. And even oral dental health. Like being a vegan for a long period of time, that shit will mess up your teeth, your gums. Oh my God. Y'all. Anyways, my baby love and cursive writing. They are not. Look, let me tell you something. You say I call him Frauchi. That's a good one. I'm gonna start saying that if you don't mind. I'm gonna say I got that from Bird Dog online. I'm gonna call him Frauchi. Yeah, they do not teach these children cursive. And like at one point in time, I was teaching my daughter that because she was interested. She wanted to learn how to write in cursive, and she's okay with it. But you know, definitely my twins, they don't know how to write in cursive. They don't. And it's so weird. Like these things that I believe helps to touch certain avenues in your brain and to activate certain things and the creative nature and the other side of your brain, I feel like that connects to that. And like, why are you not teaching them an alternative? Now, me, I learned cursive. I haven't written cursive in probably like over 30 years. I'm a print writer and I write in all caps. That's just me. But I still know how to write in cursive and I know how to sign my signature. How can you sign your signature if you don't know how to write in cursive? Right? I read somewhere they trying to make it illegal to homeschool your kids. Now, in certain states, I know that it is kind of difficult. Like in certain states, you have to submit a lesson plan. And you kind of got to do some things and let them know periodically what you're teaching your kids and different things like that. Like in the state of Texas, we kind of free here. So all I did was I just withdrew my kids from school. I actually did sign up with one of the state, it's like a, what's the name of these people? It's kind of like they're kind of huge in Texas. It's like a coalition of homeschooling people, okay? And they pretty big and they be fighting like legislation and a whole lot of stuff. So I kind of joined their team so I can have a backing, you know? But me being the thorough person that I am, I actually went through teacher certification school. I just never graduated. I was like almost there. I told you that I'd be starting projects and never complete them. But, you know, I always wrote lesson plans. You know, I had my grade book. I just did a whole lot of things. So I did keep a record of it just for some reason that I did need to present that to whomever. I did have that. I did have the grades in the grade book. I, created a report card for them, when needed. So, and they have templates of that online. Even now, you can go on Amazon and just pretty much buy everything that you need. Or if you kind of look up different things, like I'm the type of person, I like to look up different things and then I'll put it together and then make it my own. So I necessarily not buy everything from Amazon, but if I see how to do a report card, I'll, pull up a Word document or not PowerPoint. What is that? What's that other document in Office? My mind is blank. But I'll do my own, But you can buy stuff. They even have homeschool stores. I know they have them in every state. They have them in Texas. You can go to the homeschool store. And some of them are pretty cheap where you can buy certain things. Even like if y'all have like a Five Below, if y'all know what that is, kind of like a it's like a dollar store, but like $5 store, and they have like little notebooks for different grade levels that your kids can work in. So you just kind of got to put stuff together. Let's see. They are putting nanoparticles in a Pepsi and cola. Child, I ain't drunk soda in about 30 years, but I believe you. Don't they use Coca-Cola to put on if there's like corrosion on your battery, they pour it on the battery and it dissolves the corrosion on the battery. Just imagine what's that doing inside of your gut and your stomach. Ain't that horrible? Like the hell. And I don't know how true this is. I didn't research it, but Coca-Cola, then they used to put inside the Coca-Cola, did they put Coke? Inside the Coca-Cola. Oracle 8, religious conscious is yes, you are exactly right. That is correct. Do unsweet coconut and almond milk. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I love the almond water, not the chow. I mean coconut water. I love coconut water, and one of my twins loves coconut water too. So I'm gonna have to try the unsweet coconut milk. I've tried. I stay away from soy. Soy is not good, especially for little boys. And if you have boys, I just can't leave cheese alone. Look, when I was vegan, that was the last thing I had to give up before transitioning from vegetarian to vegan. Like I was vegetarian for just a little bit, and then I transitioned over to vegan. That was the last thing. I used to say I was a little rat when I was a kid because, baby, I eat some cheese. Like, I did not like milk. My mom would tell me I did not even like breast milk. When I was a baby, I barely drank breast milk. She had to drink. I had to drink water. And you know how they say don't give babies water? Like, she had to do it in moderation. But they always tell me this story when I was little. My dad used to like to play a game where he would fill my bottle up with milk, and he'll just kind of like step aside and see what I do. And I'll get the bottle and start drinking it. And once I taste it and find out it's milk, I'll throw the bottle out the crib. And to this day, I can't stand milk. Like, even with almond milk, I cook with it. I don't eat cereal. So I don't put almond milk. I don't eat cereal, so I don't have to put it in cereal. I just usually cook with it. You know what I mean? Like for recipes and stuff like that. But I came into this world not liking milk. I guess it's a reason. Because, baby, ain't nobody drinking that cow milk. I just can't leave cheese alone. Yeah, and after you're vegan for a while, you kind of like block it out your mind. But once you get a taste of it, child, not today. So I had a bunch of symptoms of iron deficiency for 3 years and didn't notice. Now I'm finally getting my blood work done. That's good. Yeah, early on I was anemic, um, for a bit, and I could tell when I'm getting low. But that's good that you're going to get your blood work done. That is, that's something that's needed to keep us going to the doctors to make more money capital. Yup, child, poisoning us so we can keep going and back and forth so they can give us a prescription for something that's going to treat the symptoms and not get to the root of the issue. They really try to reverse vampires and zombies. Look, they really trying to. It reminds me of The Walking Dead. They really trying to turn people into these zombies. Did y'all ever hear during C-19 where they were talking about on the what was that, the CDC website, where they was talking about zombie apocalypse or something like that? Did anybody ever look that up and see that? People were saying that was real. And I'm like, why are y'all trying to warn us about zombies? Is it something that we don't know? Vegan teacher. No, no, no. I hope everyone calls him Fauci, right? It's a squiggle nowadays. That is true. They want to teach cursive. Yeah, man. They just want to quit. How do we go from celebrities and Ozempic to homeschooling and vaccines? Child, I don't know, but it's a good conversation. You can print in cursive sheets out. It's online. Yes, you definitely can. Treating us like lab rats. Exactly. They say cheese contains dopamine that gives you high. I believe it, because every time I eat some cheese, I be high. Because I love cheese. Oh, God. Yes, it's real. But yeah, y'all. So definitely we took a curve here on this topic. But you know what? I think everything is for a reason, and we definitely needed this conversation for a little bit, and it kind of got us talking about some things that we all been thinking about, and some things that we all been witnessing, even like the housing crisis, right? The housing crisis. Do y'all see how much it is to purchase a house nowadays? Do you see how much rent is when you're living like in a apartment, a townhouse, or whatever it is? Damn, does that mean all rats are stone? Rats are, that's a good one. They say Parmesan cheese is mostly wood shavings. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Freedom, let me look into that. Now, see, you trying to deter me from my cheese. Now, I might have to put that in, I might have to file that into the back of my mind just so I can eat my cheese in peace, okay? But I'll go look that up, though. Um, yeah, but y'all, even with the housing crisis, dude, I can't remember my first apartment. I'm going to tell y'all, this was in the early 2000s, right? My apartment was $435 for an efficiency. It was like a 1-bedroom efficiency. And a 2-bedroom was $635, and then it went to $745. And now 2 bedrooms are like 15, 16, 17, 18, 1900, which is ridiculous. I love my cheese. Shredded cheese has sawdust in it. Yup, I'm telling you, we gotta leave that shredded cheese alone. At least go back to the block cheese. That's what I did. Like literally yesterday, I made homemade tacos, y'all. And I seasoned the meat. I had turkey meat. I seasoned the meat with my own seasonings. Tastes really good. Better than the taco seasoning, which contains that gluten in it. And grated my own cheese. Delicious. Ooh, we for real eating out for man. Okay. Well, allegedly, cheese allegedly has wood in it anyway. Man, y'all telling me about this wood. I had no idea. Now, out of all things, I never heard that, y'all. Why y'all doing this to me? Well, the more you know, reading Rainbow, okay? So, but yeah, like with this housing crisis, y'all, why are they forcing people either to live in their cars? Y'all remember how the living in your vans, living in your cars, y'all know how that became popular like over the last 5 to 8 years? I feel like they pushed that out there like because they knew it was coming. And now instead of people doing that for the love of it, it's like people have to. Do you know, like, elder people who are like on a fixed income and only receiving like a small amount of their social security check? Like, social security checks are not that big anyway. I don't even understand, if you work all of these years and you put into the system, why are you receiving such a small amount of social security? Additionally, they're saying that the social security may run out real soon. So when you get to us, when we get ready to retire, the millennials, they're saying that we might not even have any social security. So it's like, wait a minute. The the years that I've worked, my social security that I worked for, the taxes that was taken out of my checks, is not going into a special fund just for me. Why are we sharing out the same pot? Like, that shit is so weird. For real though, Mountain Dew and Doritos has babies. Oh hell, I heard that. Among other things, facts though, they don't want us want anything. I watched as a man turn his Christmas tree into cookies and ate all of them because they didn't. What? The majority of apartments in my complex are vacant. It's because people cannot afford it. Either you're living in your car, or you are forced to have roommates, or people live with their family now. Like, there are lots of people that are not moving out of their parents' house, and I don't blame them because they can't afford it. And now y'all see it's under investigation now. Because why this rent so high? Why? Like, I was just looking at like statistics, how they were saying, like, inflation is normal, but from about, they were saying like 1970 to 1980 to 1980 to 1990, how much the inflation was. If you go from like 1990 or even the 2000s into 2024, do you know it's a high percentage of inflation? The inflation was so high. Like, this shit is weird. It's like they're trying to break their citizens. It is so weird. I I know it's like a bigger plan. Y'all remember that cartoon Pinky and the Brains? Like, it's almost like Pinky and the Brain. Like, they have like this master plan of takeover, and it's just like break the people down. The cost of living is 3 times their social security. Yes, and it's so sad that a lot of our elders, they have to go back to work. You see a lot of them, they're like, they're greeters at Walmart, or they're cashiers, or they're taking jobs because they can't afford to live. Like, I actually watched a documentary, I forgot what it was, last year, and it was just about elder people who either their spouse died, their spouse was the main provider, either they were single, or just different scenarios or whatever, but they were forced to live in their car because they couldn't pay their bills. And then once their car breaks down, then what happens? Because you live in your car, you still have to keep the maintenance up, and then you have to get, like, if you're really getting into vehicle living, you get you a Jackery, so you can have power and different things like that, but that costs. And like, what happens when your car breaks down? That's your home on wheels. So then if you don't have enough money to even pay rent, you definitely don't have enough money to pay $2, $3, $4,000 to get something fixed, or multiple things fixed on your vehicle home. So where are you going? To the shelter maybe? But those are crowded. And some of the shelters are even shutting down. So like, it's crazy. Agenda 2030. Yep. Oh, y'all heard about how Agenda 2025, people are like talking about how crazy it is. It's like a damn near like a 96-page manifesto or proposal of how they want to change society. My father has a full real estate company and is specifically making sure the prices are as low as he can make. Oh, man, bless him. Like, and I do understand both sides, right? Because the cost of living is so high. So if you do own property, you are going to have to raise it to a certain extent so you could be able to live, right? As, the property owner. But just everything all the way around is just, it's ridiculous. The state of society right now. because he hates this mess. And it takes a lot of people, a lot of us in many different avenues, like your father who, has real estate, and people in different avenues to kind of like take a stand and stand up and say, hey, we're not going to take this. We got to make a change. Like it's more of us than them. If we all stood up to the government, then, I don't know if it'll start a riot or anarchy, but hey. Paul Schwab says we will eat bugs and be happy. I say get out of here with the who is eating bugs? I don't know about all that. But you know what? They say that, you do when in Rome, do what the Romans do. And if it ain't nothing else for you to eat and you hungry and your stomach is growling and you feeling weak, you gonna go down there and roast them bugs. This shit, I'll go hunting before I eat some bugs. I'm sorry. We don't have the gold to back the dollar, so it ain't work. Exactly. He's gotten 5 people knocking on doors and begging us to let them rent. Oh, wow. No facts, there's power in numbers, but we got to be peaceful and let them make the first move. Got to be strategic. Definitely be strategic about it. I'm experiencing the rent problem now. Rent is high, no rent help, but they sure take care of the immigrants. Oh, yeah. It's amazing how, and I'm not saying that, people who come over here legally, who actually get visas or they go through the immigration office, do the proper paperwork, do what they need to do, and they come over here, and do what they got to do. That's fine. But I would say the people that are coming over here illegally, and I feel like a lot of the people they are letting in for a certain agenda, and then they're given like debit cards with like $9,000 on it, $10,000, or giving them free room and board, free apartment for 2 years without paying rent, or like giving them, state assistance, food stamps and SNAP benefits and TANF, where you can actually get money off the food stamp card to be able to purchase things. Like, how are they getting all this? But the people here are struggling. And they tell us if you go apply for it, trust me, because I didn't try it. They're gonna tell you make too much. You could be dirt poor, and they're gonna tell you they want you under the poverty line for you to get any type of state services. The Georgia guys don't say, yup. They want the population to be under a certain amount. And I think those Guidestones been there for a while. So I feel like I said before, going back to previous presidents, that this has been in preparation for a very long time. It's been in preparation for a very long time. And now we are at the age in the period in time where we actually seeing it unfold and unravel, and we are living it. And we're the Avengers, or the people who are fighting against it, and like, I'm gonna live through this and I'm not gonna fall victim to any of these shenanigans. You said that they are letting them in for a reason. Exactly. We know. It's an agenda. Our tax dollars, prisoners, and gang members, a lot of them. Yep. These immigrants get a lot. Us born here, came here legally, are struggling, okay, with a capital S. There's an influx of Chinese immigrants coming in, and some people are saying they're sleepers. Look, all right, y'all. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist too, and when people say that, they label that, they want, when you're these labels, they want people to shy away from it, because when you call somebody a conspiracy theorist, oh, they're crazy, they got all these theories. No, it's not theories. It's actually correlated. It's proven. We see it with our eyes. We see what's going on. We see the cause and effect. Okay, so yeah, I believe there are sleeper cells. A lot of people don't know there are a lot of Russians here too. There are a lot of Russians here too. They are sleeper cells too. What I heard is, I ain't gonna say that. We got eyes to see, correct. Also look up how farmland is buying, and just so happened to be right next to us, U.S. military. Look, that's kind of what I was gonna say, really. I've heard that damn near all of the land here is bought up by China. Now, what I heard is it's kind of broken up into different territories or states. There are certain territories and states where China has purchased most of the land, And then you have the Russians who have also secretly purchased part of the land. That's what I heard. Do you know anything about the doctrine of discovery? No, Mr. Freedom. Enlighten me, please. I have never heard about that. Tell me about it. My mother is from Switzerland and came here with a visa, and now she feels like the effort she put into getting here legally. Exactly. That's what I said. I have nothing against people who actually came here legally. They put in the time, the money, the paperwork to actually come over here. Like, that's cool. But the people that they are just freely letting in here, and I'm going to say letting in here because I live in Texas. I didn't seen some things. They freely letting them in here. And it's a reason. There is an invasion. Yes, Marcy, exactly. Our rent is going up $400 per month because of the new condos across the street making the property. Oh, let's not get on that. Okay? That is happening everywhere. Literally. I can literally go down the street and there are new condos here. Even where this here, my brother and I were talking about this yesterday. I was so upset and angry. I had to calm myself down. My grandmother, who my mother and father raised me, right? But I also used to spend lots of time at my grandmother's house, me and my brother. And it's like she was my second mother, like she helped to raise us as well. And we had, lots of family gatherings and different things at her house, just lots of memories, right? She passed away in 2011. And according to her will, she wanted the house to be sold just because she didn't want any type of issues. She didn't want any of the siblings fighting over it. Not to say that my aunts and uncles will fight over it, but she just didn't want any confusion. So she was just like, sell the house and split the profit. So as a grandchild, most of the grandchildren were like, no, this is like family property. The house is paid for. It's been renovated. We have so many memories here. This is something that we pass down through the generations. This is our family home. No, some other people in our family decided not to. Let's skip ahead before I get angry. Let's skip ahead to right now. That was 2011, right? 2024. There are 3 condos on her one lot where her house used to be. It was a 2-bedroom home, but it had like a nice den, a nice huge dining room. She also had kind of like a living room, or you would say a day room. She had a nice kitchen, huge backyard, huge front yard, and they have 3 condos on her one lot where her house was. And I'm just like, bro, what? And like on that street, all of the houses are still older houses, like from I would say like the 50s or 60s. But then when you kind of go a couple streets over, then you have more condos that they're putting up. So I'm just like, shit is weird. It's irritating. It's mind boggling. It's frustrating. It's upsetting. It was basically the Pope giving blessings to go conquer and subdue all non-Christians in the world. Okay, so I did learn about that. I did hear about that. I just didn't know what that was called. Okay. The immigrants are here to vote illegally for the Democrat. I believe it. A lot of your titles, homeowners look at it. Okay, let me write that down. It says... oh, my pen is not working. Okay, there we go. Allodial titles, homeowners. Yeah. Okay, I'll look that up too. And yeah, cool, Mr. Freedom. I'm going to look more into that. I've heard of that. So I'm going to look more into that so I can really get a full understanding. And the condos empty because people can't afford it. Hell. The doctrine was laid out in a series of paper bills or decrees. The first one was issued in 1452. They authorized colonial powers such as Spain and Portugal to seize lands and subjugate people in Africa and the New World. As long as people on the lands were not Christian. Wow. Okay. I've heard of that. And literally I believe in synchronicity. I heard somebody talking about that to a certain extent today. It was like another creator, because I listen, despite of what y'all think my channel is, I listen to a lot of other different, like, I like to learn things. And so I was just listening to someone that was speaking somewhat about that. The new houses they building way too expensive, and they built out of cardboard. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, so remember I said the houses are high as hell, like 3, 4, 500,000. Like, what regular person can afford a 3, 4, $500,000 house, right? Then on top of that, the houses are poor quality. Y'all know there were like tornadoes here in Texas, right? Like last month and damn near like last week. Like the last tornado that we had, our lights were off. My lights specifically were off for 4.5 days. My brother's lights were off for like 5 days. He lives in the suburbs. I live in a city, and his lights were off. Like, that tornado came through here in less than like 10 minutes, and it was so weird. We didn't even get a warning. You know how sometimes you get a warning on your phone? They'll warn you about something that's coming. No warning. That's why I feel like that's man-made. And that's another thing we could get into. I feel like these storms, they're definitely man-made. They are pumping these up, and we just got to wait to see what's about to happen, because I think they finna really do something with these supposed natural disasters, but they really man-made. So that tornado that came through here, it did a lot of damage in like 2.3 seconds. The lights went out. A lot of the transformers blew. A lot of the towers were turned on its side. And there were about almost a million. What was it, like 750,000 or 950,000? I can't remember the exact amount, but that's how many people in Houston and surrounding areas were out of power for days. Some people for almost a whole week. It was hot as hell. I was upstairs sweating, slew away, I think, into somebody else's yard. The next door neighbor, their siding actually tore all the way off. And you actually saw just like damn near the inside of their house. DARPA, yup. I gotta go, y'all. This talk has been awesome. Spread love and be good humans. Oh, thank you so much, Not Today's Society. Thank you so much for just bringing your input here into the chat for today. Hope to see you again tomorrow or on another live. Have a good night. I'm glad to hear you're straight, but you're definitely right. They draw in the sky all the time. Yup. Yes, they are man-made. HARP, DARPA, do. I heard they have a I guess you would call satellite sites, because, you know, the main HARP location. But I heard they have a HARP in Texas and a few other states here in the States, like in the US. Okay, cool. See you tomorrow. But yeah, who knows, y'all. But anyways, I guess I'll get on up off of here. Oh, y'all, I was supposed to finish the the celebrity talk that we were talking about, y'all. Okay, so we got on Oprah. Oh, that's how we got into this, y'all. We were talking about Oprah and that Ozempic. That's how we got onto here. Even my 8-year-old knows it's man-made disasters. Exactly. My children know that. They know exactly. Okay, so we were talking about Oprah and the Ozempic. Okay, so last topic on the agenda, y'all, because we gonna finish the agenda. We were talking about Enchanting, okay? Love Enchanting. So if y'all are not familiar... Oh my God, what was that? I heard something pop in here. That's weird. Okay, not familiar. She was an artist. They said that she was actually signed to, what was it? Really help me if I'm not correct, but wasn't she signed to Gucci Mane before, but she left? Either she was dropped or she left, which is good, y'all. Here we go with these conspiracies, but y'all know how weird it is with Gucci Mane. How many people transition. Yup, that 1017. And I believe in all that industry stuff, what they be doing behind the scenes with them people, with those, what do you call that? Policies, insurance policies, sacrificing and all that stuff. Yeah, she left. But sometimes when you sign them contracts, those are oaths. You can't get out of that. Like, you can't get out of that. And it's very sad, man. I feel like, you know, what really... What really made me, like, kind of upset when I saw on the blogs, y'all know Charleston White, right? Charleston White is, like, a real true troll, okay? Some things that he say is true, right? Pooh Shiesty, get it back in blood. Right, blood in, blood out. Charleston White then said something talking about Uncle Ruckus said. Right. He said something about, he talked about her previously, like a couple years ago. He was like she was a really good talent, but I'm not gonna say exactly what he said because it's very disrespectful. Even if it is true, there's a certain amount of decorum that you need to have, and there's a time and place for everything. Dude, that was not the time or the place or the proper decorum to express how you feel about that girl. Uh Leave your condolences and leave it alone. That is not the time. And somebody need to catch up to him. That's all I gotta say about Uncle Ruckus. Seriously, with his one eye. Like, that really made me upset. But yeah, it's just, yeah, no, you babe. I really feel like they got to her. Exactly. So the thing that they can say is she already had, like, a pill issue or something like that. Just because she popped pills doesn't automatically mean she's going to overdose, or it doesn't automatically mean, like, it's easier for them to get people out the way when they find out what your vice is, and they say, oh, well, she just overdosed. You know what I mean? It's easier, and then people will go with that. um Right. She wasn't even. And then the thing about it is, I do believe in the power of the tongue. I believe in energy. I believe in rituals. They kept circulating that she was dead, passed before she even did. So I'm like, why are y'all even putting it out there? Right. We don't know that because we don't know her personally. So we only going by what they showed us or what people were saying about that, you know. And even if she did, like, I don't feel like she was probably popping it like that. Yeah, definitely Oracle 8. You could see it. Like, I was looking at her pictures. She was really sad. And I think she was still very sad about Big Scar, because they were really close. And I feel like she was never at peace after that. But then I also feel like there were other things going on with her. And probably she, not knowing in the beginning how the industry really is, but once you get into it, it's hard to get out, and understand these people mean you know well, that these people are diabolical, these people are demonic, these people are evil, and just kind of really understanding how they really take your essence, your energy, your likeness away from you and have ownership over it. People always talking about, selling your soul. I mean, we can get into that or whatever, if you believe that or not. But selling yourself, when you sign on that dotted line, you are selling yourself, your voice, your talent, your likeness, your essence to those people, and they have control over it. And I feel like she needed somebody really on her side that was really there to protect her and help along the way. Holly weird, exactly. The industry is a whole facade. It's a shit show. Yeah, I think he was her protector. And like I said, like, those last year and a half, 2 years that he's been gone, it's almost like she's kind of been lost. You know what I mean? It blows my mind that people still lining up to get with these man. And true, there are a lot of artists now who are really getting into the independent game. But you know what? A lot of those people that go independent and they get, look at Tory Lanez. Now, however y'all feel about Tory Lanez, he was doing very well. Okay? He didn't want to sign with Jay. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Why all that stuff happened to him after he turned him down? It's tragic though, because they are real people. Exactly. And it's like the industry, the machine itself treats people like puppets. And they want to control their energy. They want to control their soul. They want to control their energy, their essence. I feel like some of these people that have passed away due to the injustices of the industry and how they were sacrificed, some of these people are still stuck. I feel like it. Just energetically and soul-wise. They trap these people. They go to the hood and recruit disadvantaged. Yep. Right? Up church by chance. Up church. No. Enlighten me, Mr. Freedom. They go to the hoods and recruit the disadvantaged. Exactly. Also, Tory exposed how to make millions using him. Yup. And he did that. And then what happened to him? He got lined up. And Miss Ma'am, she free and out on tour right now. I ain't gonna say anything, but yeah. I feel like that whole incident didn't occur as they've tried to portray it with Tory Lanez and Miss Ma'am. He's an independent. Let me look him up. Up church. Independent artist. Y'all giving me stuff to research. I love it. Artist. Yup. Personally, I don't think he had any bad songs, but he's a real one. Okay. I definitely look that up, Mr. Freedom. Definitely will. He's a legend. Okay. Yeah. Of course, he got lined up. Yeah. And regardless of how you think about him or whatever else, the facts are the facts. And like someone said in the chat, we got eyes to see. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, it's so sad. I just hope now she just has so much more life to live. 26 is so very young. She looks so young, very beautiful, very talented. And this industry, this ain't it. People just need to stay independent and do their thing. And yeah. I just hope she's at peace. I really do. You know, finally, maybe, and if she sees Scar now and finds a little bit of peace and, they can go off to, wherever it is, whether it's the next realm or reincarnate or whatever it is. But hope she finds peace now. And yeah, and those people who are responsible, I feel like with everything that's happening right now, everything is coming down. 2020 was the pinnacle. Then you have the pandemic and you have 2021, 2022. Everything is falling. Everything is falling. There has to be almost like the tarot card, the tower. Everything has to fall in order for everything to be rebuilt. So I think we're coming to a pinnacle point where everything is coming to a head. And one thing about when change is about to come, things come to an head, and it gets really bad, and it gets really crazy, and it gets really chaotic right before everything falls out the bottom, and then you got to start back over. Almost reminds me of the Kali Yugas. Right. RIP to the real Gucci. Chill. That clone. The age of Aquarius. Walk right into it. We done walked into it. Everything is being revealed. All things are new. Yup. So yeah, rest in peace to her though. Hope she's at peace. Definitely sending her positive energy. During this time, I know it's a lot of energy going on. Everybody is calling her name and looking her up, and so she's probably seeing that and feeling that. But hopefully, most of the energy is good energy to kind of lead her into a space of peace. So yeah. I think that's about it, guys. We'll call it a night. This was a very interesting live, but thanks for everybody for tuning in and staying the course and dialoguing with me and conversing with me and having some good conversations. So we'll come back and do it again tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll have some good topics. The blogs be blogging. So of course we'll have some stories and we might get into some interesting topics like we did tonight. So everybody have a good night. Peace. Mr. Freedom, Relly, Oracle 8, Know Your Babe. Oh, thank you, Relly. Yeah, everybody have a good night. Peace.